The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, Heckma Harrison, and Newey Scruggs.
Players Lounge, Tuesday. Let's ride. Barry Church, Heckma Harrison, Danny McCray. I am Newey Scruggs. Lots to get to today. The Cowboys finishing up the regular season on Sunday up there in Landover, Maryland. They are a 5.5-point favorite to beat the Commanders, who were eliminated on Sunday as Carson Wentz.
Oh. Big trash can.
Carson Wentz got the start, left hand up. Man, Ron Rivera has now put himself squarely on the hot seat because people up there in D.C. are like, hey, man, why in the world did you go back to Carson Wentz? You had Taylor Heineke. Ron said he needed a spark. Carson Wentz delivered no spark.
Tutty delivered the spark.
Major Tutty
came out and he delivered the spark.
He got booed. They turned into Philly out there in DC. Them DC fans. They booed the mascot Tutty. They booed the owner's wife as she was up on the screen for during cancer awareness. I mean, dude, they are just hot. They are hot.
Tutty's bad, bro.
Oh,
that's hard. Major Tutty.
Carson Wentz is bad. All right. Look, Tutty's bad.
That was a worse now. Major Tutty was worse than man.
Because Tutty gonna be with you forever.
Yeah, that's
it's him.
So
it's
what?
Tutty.
So I don't really. When you talk about just as they go down the line and just missing the mark all the time, I'm trying to figure out what was worse: that mascot, the hog, Major Tutty, or that Sean Taylor statue that was not really a statue.
The Sean Taylor. That was horrible.
And I'm just thinking of how has a franchise missed the mark on everything like that?
Man.
I mean, it's just bad. But no mark missed bigger than you throwing out Carson Wentz. Which, hey, look, I have fun because my boy J.P. Finley from NBC Sports is in Washington. I'm like, dude, that whole little left hand up rap song they got. I'm like, yeah, run him out there, please. Ron may get fired over this. And now, oh, by the way, the Cowboys get to run in and see this mess on Sunday.
What made him think that he would give him a spark? Like, if we looked at the totality of the season, what in any imagination made you think, you know what, Wentz is going to come in here, lock these guys up and give us a spark we need?
Man, he was grasping for straws. He grabbed the wrong
struggling.
For real, the Commanders have been on the struggle bus. Ron Rivera is looking around. This offense can't get going. Wasn't going under Heineke. And down the end of the bench, nailed to the end of the bench, was Carson Wentz.
Just tossing the football up and down. You ain't even me.
No help. Son, you need your helmet.
No.
Nah,
How did he
why was Carson Wentz out there? Come on, man. Carson Wentz got Philly.
Yep.
That same thing that made Ron Rivera put him back in, the same thing that got him up there in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
All right, it's the same thing. You wonder why you give away all that. It's the same thing that got him back in the NFC East, going down here to Washington. It's the same thing that got him off the bench. Like, somebody has this unrealistic hope that Carson Wentz somehow is going to turn into what you thought he was going to be when he was supposed to win the MVP their Super Bowl year when Nick Foles came in and actually closed it out. You look at him, you're like, man, I don't know, maybe, just maybe. Some Minshew magic, maybe some Fitz magic. Yeah, maybe we get some of that. Give up on the guy, bro. It's done.
It's a wrap.
He made his money. He played well at some times. It's over for him. Let him go. How many more people he gonna get fired?
Man. One more.
Right. Literally. So if you run out Heineke and you lose, then you're okay. But this is one, man, where they are the fan base and the media. They're like, man, you don't know what you're doing. First off, you gave up 2 second-round picks and you giving the guy $28 million. So you gave away draft capital. The guy came out there and stunk. And oh, by the way, the dude that you had on the bench making no money was already there. The owner had said, "Look, we finally got our franchise quarterback." He went out there and did an interview talking about Carson Wentz. I was like, man, this. So Kellen Moore, who next coach?
He must be a hell of a practice player, bro.
He gotta be. Like, he must have been on that scout team, dotting everybody up. Just no pressure. Just let me sling it. Because there's just no way you can put that man back on the football field after he done put you in the hole that he did earlier in the season. Like, I mean, there's a reason that undrafted Heineke came in there and took your job. I mean, there's a reason for that.
But he was hurt, though. He was hurt. Wentz got hurt. Heineke came in, and they went on. After having the losing streak, they went on. They won some games. So, hey, look, if Ron wants to just stand his ground and run Wentz out there on Sunday for the Cowboys, because the first step.
Come on,
thinking about you, Heck. The first step is Cowboys beating Washington.
Yeah.
Then if
I can't believe it.
Why y'all looking at me?
Yeah, I can't believe this, man.
if Minshew Magic can figure out how to get a win, I mean, are the Giants going to play anybody? The Giants they're in the playoffs.
Who you paying, man? Who you paying?
What you talking about?
So I thought about Heck with the bet, and here's the second thing I thought about. Like, so Heck made me, Giants do Heck a favor and win. Cowboys win. Cowboys win the NFC East. But
what about that?
Doesn't this show you that Jalen Hurts is really the MVP? Because they ain't won a game without him. Out there on the struggle bus.
He can't say it.
It's okay.
He can't. It's not possible.
No, so look, my thing is, did y'all see when Riverboat didn't know that he was being eliminated? Wait. Was he being sarcastic or was that real? Knowing when you saw that, you was like, he didn't know that. Come on, man. How did he not know that he could be eliminated?
I feel bad for that fan base because you guys were too young. But when we grew up, that was a good organization.
Oh, hell,
they had a waiting list, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they were, winning championships with Joe. Now, I mean, it's a joke. I mean, it's truly a joke. But I kind of don't. I don't want the owner to leave. I want Ron to stay. I want Vince to start. I get so much joy out of all my buddies who are friends to watch this mess. The man don't know about to be eliminated. Like, what are you doing all week?
Wait a second. He didn't know he had an opportunity to get eliminated
in
from the playoffs?
press conference. They asked him, so.
I just wish you'd have played it off.
He said, so, wait, we can get eliminated?
Hold on.
We're done? Wait, somebody tell me. I'd have drawn up some different plays. Del Rio would have made different calls.
Wait a second.
Dude, this is between Major Tutty coming out there failing and Ron ain't know what was going on. I'll tell you. And now it's Dallas week. It's Dallas week up there. I'm telling you, man, I am truly enjoying the mess in Washington. And what do we always talk about? At least me. I talk about here, the players on brought to you by Tostitos. You see these other guys and you appreciate Mike McCarthy. Yeah. When you see what these other folks, this is. People are paying millions of dollars. You got all these coaches on staff. Ain't no analysts tell you. I mean, you got all these people on staff. Ain't nobody tell hey, man.
Chris Beam would have told you, man.
Right. You know we got to win, right?
We thought this was the preseason? We're going to give everybody a chance to play, man.
Well, I'm confused, though. Do that make a difference? You trying to win the game or not? So you went out there like, well, I didn't know we could possibly lose this one. So we just throw it out there. If we lose, we still okay. We still all right, and then we'll possibly play next week for a chance to win. Like, how do you not know? How do you not know your path to getting into the playoffs?
I don't know.
Up, man.
That's a tough one. But back to y'all boys. I mean, I feel like, Gardner Minshew. Have you guys thought about this? What was the fall off from Gardner Minshew? The last time we saw him, he was balling on a budget. 300 yards versus the Cowboys. And people had a lot of good things to say about him. He goes out versus the Saints.
At home.
D-Mac, don't do it.
No, listen.
Don't do it. Come back, stay on
I
the
like
side.
the Saints defense. I don't know. There's no bad defense that he went out there and played against.
You saw what the Saints did the week before. They went up to Cleveland in that bad weather. In a game where you're thinking, man, Cleveland and all this bad weather, they beat them.
This is not a bad defense that they're playing against. And Gardner Minshew, like we said, is Gardner Minshew, bro.
Right.
He's Fitzpatrick.
No, and I really, just to see their offense, and you guys, there really is some validity to what you're saying. The way that this offense looks without Jalen Hurts, it's a shadow of itself. And them not being able to get that running game, they better get that fixed in the next week.
Yeah.
Or they're going to have problems. And I want to see how this offense is going to look with Jalen Hurts, because if he's nursing a shoulder injury, how does that change the way he operates in that read pass offense?
Yeah, buddy.
He gonna slide.
So,
He gonna slide.
what you said also takes me back to remember when Colin Kaepernick was out of work, and what people were saying is, well, you can't have him as your backup because you don't want to have a drastically different offense for your backup quarterback than the starting quarterback. Yeah. So if I'm basing it on what people were saying about that, why is Gardner Minshew in this offense? You can't do anything that Jalen Hurts was doing. You have to change your offense here. And the Saints, whatever tape they saw against the Cowboys, they just do this to this guy, do that to this guy, and then they couldn't do anything. Which to me, just once again, just really, I thought gave Jalen Hurts some validity for the MVP of here's the best team in the league 2 weeks in a row, man. They're struggling and may be the wild. They could be the wild card.
Your decision right now, sitting in Philly, knowing that Jalen Hurts, whatever information you have on his shoulder, saying, all right, it ain't good. He's probably going to be we got to shoot him up every week, 75%. Do you play him this Sunday versus the Giants, or do you sit him in anticipation of, look, we got a playoff run we got to make?
You got to play him.
Even if you got to shoot him up? I don't know.
Because you get the number, you get the bye.
I don't know,
If you tell me that it can't get if it's not going to get any worse, like, hey, man, this is what it is until the season's over with, then you got to look at playing Jalen Hurts, right? You can't get any worse. He's going to feel this way throughout the rest of the playoffs, no matter what happens. It's a sprain, it's a 6-week, whatever. All right. If not, then we the best team in the league before Jalen Hurts goes down. I have to have confidence in my team to say, all right, if he's healthy and we got to play in the wild card, I'd rather have a healthy him for the wild card than not have him for the rest of the playoffs.
We don't know what the Giants will do just yet. The Giants decide, hey, man, we're not playing people. But I just have a feeling that they won't, that they'll go out and play.
At least a half.
Starters?
At least a half.
They 2 injuries away from just being irrelevant in the playoffs. You talked about it. If they lose Danny Dimes and if they lose Saquon, it's a wrap.
Who is injury prone, and Danny Dimes got that hamstring problems, so it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, I wouldn't play him.
It's not like they're about to make some run. I mean, you're golden anyway. Nobody expects you to be here, so anything else
We've seen crazier things.
Yeah,
happen.
I'm about to say.
We see. I'm about to say.
Marshawn Lynch went out there and proved there. 7-9 at that time.
79.
Went out there and shocked the Saints. That at any time, if you have a running game and you can play defense, you have a chance to beat anybody. And we know that they have a dynamic running back. Danny Dimes can also be a mobile quarterback, and he's athletic enough that if you are in the game at the end, they can find a way to they can hold the ball long enough, or they can find a way to score at the end.
So don't play? If you're the Giants, don't play your guy?
No, I said I would have just played for.
You can't get any better, right? They're stuck at the position they're in. So I wouldn't play because you 2 injuries away from just being completely. It's a wrap.
So based on that, then. Don't you play Hurts? If the Giants are only going to play Hurts, don't you play Hurts? Get yourself the number 1 seed and the bye? Heck.
Well, because, look, they're in a pickle because you see the way that your offense is not functioning without him. And you're leaving your defense essentially out to dry. And even though those guys can hunt and they are coming after the quarterback, they can only do that for so many quarters because of their aging as well. Let's just keep it real. And that offense and the way that they've been running, you know this to be true, they keep that defense fresh because they run the ball the way that they do. When you go 3-and-out, Gardner Minshew was a 3-and-out machine, dog. Punt team ready. It was punt team ready. He was in there for a minute and punt team ready. Just like that, man, guys. And so I think that changes the way that the Eagles are going to play. They may approach this where it's like all hands on deck just to get that number 1 seed, but getting that number 1 seed and Jalen Hurts being hurt, it's not going to do them any good either. I look at the Giants and I look at Brian Daboll and I look at the school of thought that he comes from, and I think he plays his guys because he wants to go into the playoffs with some momentum.
I got to be honest with y'all. I'm not on board with this conversation about Gardner Minshew because we know that Gardner Minshew can play well, and we know that he can have bad games. We know that prior to this, he put up 355 on us, who was the top 5 defense. So it's not like he can't go out there and perform, and they got the faith in him to be able to go out there and do it. So I think they're looking at this as Saints went out there and played a hell of a game on defense, played a hell of a game, shut them down. They brought more intensity than the Eagles brought that game. So I think they're still confident that they can go out there and beat the Giants with Gardner Minshew at quarterback.
Ooh, you don't want to be wrong after that first quarter.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Ooh, you don't want to be wrong.
I mean, but if you save me your quarterback, then
no doubt.
There is no wrong call in that one. It's, hey, man, at least
they need it.
So look, the NFL once again is done a great job of making the final week interesting.
Man, AFC South.
That's gonna be a heck of a game.
Give me Jacksonville for that one, baby.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Jacksonville, your boys Duval, man. That defense is playing well. But, I mean, you've got the Cowboys who just need to go handle their business against Washington. Hopefully it's Wentz, left hand up. And then the Giants, Cowboys, we'll see what the Giants do. If Brian Daboll wants to go out here and play and, send a message to Philadelphia, we shall see. And Heckman, we'll shut off our phones from Heckman, right?
Daboll, don't be tripping, man.
I don't know.
Rest them boys.
We will not be returning Heckman's text, huh? So it's fun, right? It's fun.
What knocks out the Lions? Because they played the Packers in the late game. So Seattle wins. So Seattle loses, then all of a sudden that Packers and Lions game is the
winner of that
factor.
goes to the
like the possibilities for like this being determining games in the final week of the season.
Oh,
how many?
Yes.
Tell you what,
this is gonna be a fun week, and then you finish it off with TCU.
Oh yeah, on Monday.
On Monday.
Everything. This is everything the league wanted when they made these changes right here, and then started to make sure that every game was a divisional game at the end. So it is smart. So Thursday, I'm leaving to go out to Los Angeles.
Lucky dog. Look at
he can't help us. Wait to do that.
At least play it off, dog.
Off the plane, we go get a rental car. We go hit Roscoe's.
See, man.
We hit Roscoe's.
Which Roscoe's is the question?
Oh, the one in Inglewood, right?
Okay.
No, nothing happened there. That's good. We're good. A little
Dude,
more security there, but we're good. So,
Inglewood up to no good.
exactly. I'm gonna go hit Roscoe's, then Randy's Donuts, then I'm gonna check in at the hotel.
Oh man, this dude living life, man.
How you feeling about that?
Man, they playing with house money.
Yeah.
They're playing with house money. Their running back, Amari DiMercato, he grew up in Inglewood, and he says it's a 5-minute drive from his house to the stadium. He's like, yeah, man, everybody, on top of the other players, like, all the guys are using their tickets. So we said, what's your ticket demand? He's like, yeah, it's going to be a watch party.
He ain't got enough.
He ain't got enough.
You some of that NIL.
He ain't got enough. He's like, it's going to be a watch party here. But what a cool thing for him to sit up here and you're going to play in SoFi Stadium, 5-minute drive from your house, and potentially win a national championship and start because Kendre Miller right now they don't know where he is right now. So I expect Georgia to be everything that they are. They're dealing with some Knicks, but they'll respect them more than Michigan did. The Michigan guys talk some stuff.
Talk about the play calling. I was like, what are we doing, Harbaugh?
What envelope was handed up? I'm trying to figure out. You have to have been watching that play call and saying to yourself, something's going on. There's a clone on the sideline that looks like Harbaugh.
First drive, first play, 54-yard run.
Right.
Okay.
Right out the rip.
So everybody's thinking, oh boy, that's everybody's thinking. So then they get it down to the 2. Harbaugh calls a timeout.
Yeah.
Calls timeout. They go over there, they're talking. They come out the timeout. Literally, I'm like, because they talked all week long about we have the offensive line. It's been the offensive line of the year in college football the last 2
Big
years.
Ten.
We're physical. All the stuff they were talking now. A quarterback was like, 3-3-5 defense. That's a lot of spaces. We like to run, so we're gonna show them what the Big Ten's all about. So all this talk, and you run a Philly special.
Terrible.
Double too creative.
All that noise. And he was
Double
the reason
reverse.
they lost.
He is.
He was the reason they lost. 2 pick sixes, 14 points.
So once again, You're throwing a pass out here that you complete against Minnesota, you complete against Purdue, but you talk about that Big 12, they snatching that in the Big 12.
He
Okay?
took that thing to the crib.
No,
Right.
But
Cats
just
out
keep
there
it real.
taking, man.
Let's keep it real. I mean, that quarterback wasn't very good all year. And so Michigan pretty much got things going through their running game. I love Harbaugh, man, in his offense. He go a lot of 12. He go a lot of 13. He does a lot of power running. He gets to the Fiesta Bowl, the biggest game of the season for his team, and he turns it to.
He didn't dance with who brung him.
What is this?
You know what happened to him?
What happened?
Whoever
Please
the
tell
hell
me.
D. Winters is what happened to them.
Oh,
he was
I ain't
balling.
seen the dude play.
Number 13.
Bro.
He's a wide receiver. He was a wide receiver.
He was a wide receiver.
Yeah, recruited him. He was a wide receiver.
I ain't seen the
That's
dude
a
play that
mentality.
well from the linebacker position in the game, like stand out that much.
Yeah.
Bro, he should have been in Alabama somewhere.
Man, that dude look crazy. Remember
He
the
was-
Ndamukong Suh? That bit,
yeah.
he took it over
Right.
like that. Man, that
Bro,
was crazy.
Everything was him.
Yeah.
Everything was him on defense.
Yeah.
That's film study. That's all of that. He wrecked their game, but I have no idea.
They
what
just
Harbaugh
talked
was.
all that
Nah,
stuff.
he was
in.
tripping.
Oh, so wait,
was
spotlight,
tripping.
because I know you're finna go to commercial. Okay, speaking of talking all that stuff, all right? This is an example of when you talk all that stuff, you can't back it up. Now, my man Jair up there in Green Bay, that's how you talk it, and then you walk it, all right?
Grittied on him, didn't
Man, look.
You know what he called Trey Dick. How did you do that against him twice?
Hey, man.
What's that?
The dude went out. You watched the game,
did.
bro. I'm talking about
did.
quick jamming. Justin Jefferson is falling to the ground.
He did. And
He went out there and said he was going to do it. He did it. So I want to spotlight him and say, hey, man, that's my LSU guy, and you did what you said you was going to do. But now you got to do it for the next few years.
At least you're equal opportunist.
Yeah,
man.
hey,
equal opportunist, bro.
hey,
That's an LSU Tiger.
he balled, bro.
He
That was
did.
a-
He balled. What he would do? He balled. He talked the talk, and then he went out there and did what he said he was going to do.
Backed it up.
We got to take a break. But we got a whole lot of stuff going on here. A lot of stuff going on here today
Yeah, we
with
do.
Danny McCray, Heckman Harrison. That's Barry Church on New East Coast. You're listening and watching the Players Lounge right here on DallasCowboys.com radio.
With Smoothie King's original angel food and new angel food slim without added sugar, you no longer have to choose between treating yourself and hitting your goals this summer. You don't have to choose between great taste and feeling great. Because at Smoothie King, every blend is made with whole fruits and no syrups, so you can satisfy your cravings without compromise. The only choice you will need to make is which one is best for you. Try our classic angel food or the new angel food slim, blended without added sugar. Smoothie King, rule the day.
Attention Cowboys fans looking for the best shave of your life. There's a new official razor of the Dallas Cowboys, Shave Logic. Imagine not having to buy blades as often and getting more smooth shaves than your old razor, guaranteed or your money back. After more than 10 years of research and over 150 company patents, ShaveLogic is proud to offer Cowboys fans a special offer. For a limited time, visit ShaveLogic.com and get a free $10 gift card with your purchase. Go to ShaveLogic.com now for more smooth shaves guaranteed.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. You hear that? I'm a torrential downpour. Torrential? What's that even mean? It means you can't see out of your windshield. And if you have the wrong car insurance, you might have to make it rain to fix your bumper. So switch to Allstate, save money, and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Based on coverage and limits selected, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Back to the Players Lounge.
James Wright. James Wright is.
Sorry, my bad.
You gonna mess up the James Wright commercial?
My bad.
I did say hey.
I'm sorry.
I said hey.
He gonna mess
I'm
up
sorry.
the James
That was
Wright.
my fault.
James
See,
Wright, we got you.
I'm excited. I'm excited to get that.
He get to go to
He
Cali.
gets mad when I say Newey and he goes. But I said hey.
James Wright is your 2022 Cowboy Fan of the Year. James brings the spice to every Dallas Cowboys game, and now he needs you to help him bring it to the Super Bowl. Vote for James to be given the ultimate title of NFL Fan of the Year, presented by Captain Morgan, by casting your vote at NFL.com/Fan of the Year.
That is Heckma Harrison. I appreciate you, man. Okay. This Players Lounge brought to you by
Going back to Cali. Cali. I'm going back to Cali. Go ahead and do it.
Hey, man. I was at the Super Bowl last year, SoFi, and less than 11 months later, I'm going to the national championship game.
Yes.
So, NBC5 have been very, very good to me.
Hell of a life.
Spain. So good. Yeah. I won't be. Yeah. Spain and Portugal. I had to pay for that. I won't be going to Washington, but I will be watching the game in Los Angeles, left hand up. I just hope Carson Wentz is out there. I do. I want to watch the train wreck complete. I want them to complete the train wreck of Carson Wentz out here and Ron Rivera doing I thought was the dumbest thing in the world, trading for him, thinking you was going to make a change. But I just want to see it. I need to see it finished.
He going to send Tully out there.
Major Tully he's going to be taking the rock in the backfield.
And how many Cowboy fans are going? It's a Cowboy extravaganza out there now.
Each and every time.
I mean, last time I went, we pulled up and passed the Uber lane. It was 4 Ubers. It was a whole bunch of Cowboy jerseys. And then the lack of respect from the local star athlete. Okay, so normally, star athlete, we bring you out here, even though you're from Pittsburgh and you're playing you wearing a Cowboy jersey at the game. Mm-hmm. John Wall was a star player for the Wizards. He showed up in an Emmitt Smith jersey on the Cowboy side, on their sideline.
He was on their sideline with the Emmitt. Oh yeah.
So they're giving you because you the host. So they're giving you all the passes, and you show up in the Cowboy.
He wouldn't have got up in my stadium.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
You out of here, man.
You put this on or you leave.
Shout out to John Wall.
You put this Major Tully on, or you out of here.
I gotta wear a helmet now. I want you to jump out the cake.
Imagine Luka Doncic showing up in the Eagles jersey in the Cowboy game. Like,
Man, he bet not. So
what's Bryce Harper, the Phillies outfielder. He grew up a Cowboy fan.
Yeah.
And he up in Philadelphia. Man, I'm an Eagle guy. Jalen Hurts, die-hard Astros guy, die-hard. Phillies facing the Astros in the World Series. No, I'm a Philly guy now. I'm a Philly guy. I mean, guy switched up, even though they got pictures of him when he was at Philadelphia wearing Astros gear, throwing up a sign. But even he, for that, that's like, man, in D.C., you don't even have to because they're not roasting you. They're not cooking you. There he is. No repercussions, man.
Just on the sideline, chilling.
I would take my pass back, Brian. What? Ain't no way.
He hopped out the car with an Emmitt Smith on.
LSU, you can't even walk into the if you take some, like if I took you up to LSU to go to the weight room and you had on some Toledo stuff, they not letting you in.
Yeah, that's it. That ain't it.
Don't even matter. They don't care. You repping LSU and that's it. I went to U of H with LSU stuff on to work out because my coach was there. Nah.
But this wouldn't even be Toledo. This would be you showing up in Baton Rouge with some roll tied up. I mean, that's how bad. This is your biggest rival, man. But John Wall showed up as their guest in an Emmitt Smith jersey. I'm like, wow. So the Cowboy fan, they are going to take over the stadium. When you see people tailgating, it's a whole big mix.
Yeah,
it's a whole. It's crazy. It's like, wow, this is they now running your stadium. When the Packers were up in there, a whole bunch of cheeseheads are taking over the crowd. I mean, the crowd taking over. That's how bad it is, man. Out there, indeed. That's how Daniel Snyder has demolished a fan base that he has. So I won't be there, but man, I'm looking forward to seeing it because literally, game going on, you don't know if a call happens, you don't know who's for.
Which side is it good on that? Man,
it's like that, man. And so, and Ron Rivera, he's now coaching for his life.
Oh, it's a wrap for him, man. After he'd have made that decision, First of all, why would you try? Like, we got to bring Wentz here in the beginning for any reason. Like, why would you? He's going to be our savior. You seen what he did up there with the Colts?
Just his last game. Jacksonville.
Yeah,
they got a plan to go to the playoffs.
And he gave up picks.
And they sat at a round table and made this decision with several other people with brain trust.
Collaboration. What you thinking? You good, Hack?
Right. And look, that's the bed they all are going to lay in, and it doesn't matter to me. Look, I love this train wreck. I'm not, I'm looking forward to the game away from home, home away from home. All of our guys are going to be there. Going into this season, we talked about the Commanders and how they look, offensive line, their receiving core. They got scary Terry.
They do.
They got scary Terry. We talked about my guy Dotson and all of those guys in the year that they were going to have. And dog, I mean, look, guys, at the end of the season, if you thought that we had an opportunity to win the NFC East legitimately after the way that the Eagles had been playing, like you would have said, heck, my man, there you go, that hopium again.
We pulled out the menu. We was sorry. Look at the menu.
Mac and cheese.
No, they got exotics. They got exotics.
How many days is steak age Heck, we're gonna have to pay us for because the Eagles won the division.
But even
Next
with that,
week he may be pulling that menu out.
That was. But even with all of that, here you are with an opportunity to win the NFC East. And I guess the big we're talking about these other teams, but if you're the Cowboys, you're going into this game beat up too. And so what's the mentality because we haven't started fast all season. There hadn't been a game where it's 28-0 halftime, go ahead, we sit our guys. So I don't anticipate that being the reality this week. Do you?
Nah, but they got the Eagles playing the same time as us, right?
Exactly.
Look at the NFL, man.
Forcing you to play your guys.
Yeah, you got to play them.
Yeah,
you got to play them.
Exactly.
There's no way out. Like, you can't afford not to play them and lose the game because you didn't play guys, and then the Eagles go out there and lose.
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
You can't do it.
Which is smart. I mean, that's what they do in soccer, in the Premier League. You want everybody going at the same time here because let's compete. Let's see what it is. But if you're Mike McCarthy, and he spoke about it in his press conference, you need to just go out and play. Yeah. You need to go out and play. They aren't playing the crispest that they need to be. So go out here. You've got a game, prepare, and then where it lands is where it lands. So the Cowboys have their own business to handle.
Yeah.
And clearly, Philadelphia's got their own, but you got to know they're feeling it. You got to know they're feeling it. And if I'm their coach, Sirianni, I have Jalen Hurts to play. I do. Like, hey, we'll run a lot, but at least have him have the threat of running and tell him get down. But
what if it's bad enough for him not to be able to throw it correctly? It's just throwing shoulder.
And that's it. Well, you got Minshew, so you can go pull in. Look, it's This is gonna be a lot of fun to watch, man. I will be in my hotel room enjoying the game, or maybe I'll go to El Segundo, one of the little places, Manhattan Beach.
I'm trying to take a break.
Yeah, I'll take yeah.
Maybe I'll go to El Segundo.
No, I'm gonna go a little further.
Santa Monica.
No. Santa Monica's too far.
Come on, man.
Manhattan Beach, little Manhattan Beach, Redondo Beach here.
We're gonna enjoy here. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right here.
Game started at 10 a.m. too, so I'm gonna go have some brunch.
How many days you missing?
I'll see you. I'm gonna see you.
Are you coming back?
Wednesday. I'll be back.
You be back?
Yeah. Next thing we know, he gonna be zooming in. Hey, well, guys,
I'm out here in El Segundo.
Yeah. Parts unknown.
I'll be back here.
Don't fly Southwest. Don't do that.
I fly the official airline of the Dallas Cowboys, my friend, American Airlines.
That's what we all do.
And with that, we'll take a break right here on the Players Lounge, brought to you by Tostitos on DallasCowboys.com radio.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. You hear that? I'm a torrential downpour. Torrential? What's that even mean? It means you can't see out of your windshield. And if you have the wrong car insurance, you might have to make it rain to fix your bumper. So switch to Allstate, save money, and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Based on coverage and limits selected, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
With Smoothie King's original Angel Food and new Angel Food Slim without added sugar, you no longer have to choose between treating yourself and hitting your goals this summer. You don't have to choose between great taste and feeling great. Because at Smoothie King, every blend is made with whole fruits and no syrups, so you can satisfy your cravings without compromise. The only choice you will need to make is which one is best for you. Try our classic Angel Food or the new Angel Food Slim, blended without added sugar. Smoothie King, rule the day.
Back to the Players Lounge.
This is How We Country Music Party of the Year is coming to the Ford Center at the Star in Frisco. The Academy of Country Music Awards are always bringing you country music's brightest stars together under one roof, and no one does it like country in Texas. Witness history on May 11th. Get your tickets at SeatGeek.com.
Heckman Harrison.
Yep.
Appreciate it. Danny McCray.
Yep.
Barry Church.
Yes,
2 former
sir.
Dallas Cowboys safeties. I'm Newey Scruggs. This is the Players Lounge brought to you by Tostitos. I was not aware of what was happening last night until I saw the text that you guys had, the text chain, about Damar Hamlin. And then once I, about 45 minutes later, got to a point, just clicked on Twitter and saw the video, and man, speechless, just speechless. And I know you guys were talking about prayers, and you hadn't seen anything. And so just reading your text, I was like, wow, is it? You know, first I was, this sounds really bad, and it was beyond what you guys had texted to see that. So, Danny, I'll start with you. Your thoughts about what you saw?
It was scary. It was scary. When you first see it, it doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look like one of those hits that you usually see where like a Ryan Shazier where you got your head down or something and you got like a possible spinal cord injury. It just looks like a routine tackle, and then you see him stand up and he falls, and that's when you're like, oh.
Man.
Right, so now you automatically assuming like, man, something internal. So now your mind is just spinning. So we like, man, what is going on with the guy? And then once you are able to see all the players who can really see what's going on, and you see them crying and clenching the hearts and like really praying with each other, so that's when you realize that there's something really, really going on, because what they're seeing is way worse than what we're seeing. So super, super sad, super emotional just to see players like that, because as former players, we've been out there with brothers who have gotten hurt, took them a while to get up and stuff. So we've experienced something like it, but nothing as close to what it was. And I can think about what it felt like just knowing that Barry tore his Achilles or broke his nose, he's down there, stuff like that. And you like, man, that's my dog. Like, we need to make sure he okay. So I can't imagine, like, the emotion that those guys are feeling. It's sad, it's scary, and it just makes you remember, man, dangerous. The game is dangerous.
Yeah,
game is dangerous. Like, people go out there, they put their lives on the line to play the game, and we know we sign up for it, but it's still dangerous.
Yeah.
And man, I'm really praying for the guy, praying for the team, praying for him, his family, T. Higgins, who he was tackling. Yeah, man, you got to make sure the guys' minds are right. And I'm so glad they didn't ask them or force them to go out there and play and finish that game, because you can't get your mind right back in the situation to go out there and play like that. And the way to get others hurt and yourself hurt is to go out there and play that game with your mind not in the right right place. So prayers to the family and him, man, and just waiting to hear the news that he's okay.
Yeah, definitely prayers to the whole Hamlin family. That was a scary sight, man, because like you said, the hit just looked routine. Like, it was just like wrap him up, bring him down, and we'll go about our business. But as you said, when he stood up and kind of just shook his head and then boom, just fainted, and you see the back of his head hit the turf like that, and him just go lifeless. I mean, that's scary. And I was on the same situation with you where I'm thinking, okay, they'll come out, make sure he's all right. He'll have if they, the stretcher comes and takes him off, he'll do one of those hand waves, and we're like, all right, everything will be all right eventually. But then they started talking about, CPR and, having to use an AED machine to try to jump his heart back up. I mean, that's when it got extremely scary. And then you saw the faces on every one of those players, man. They was just in complete fear. Like, you seeing guys tough as nails, going against 300-pounders, going against all these people each and every day, and they looked shook. Like, they wanted no parts of that football game. And then you saw, Diggs try to rally the crew up, but there's just no way they could have went out there and finished the game. And I don't really know, when Buffalo can, turn it around and play again. Like, your mentality has got to be completely different after seeing something like that on the football field, because it could have happened to anybody. I assume that man was extremely healthy. I mean, he was a young 24. Like, I assume everything was okay with him. And for that to happen, I mean, it's a scary sight. So, prayers to the whole Hamlin family, the whole Buffalo organization. I hope everything, man, works out. But, man, that's scary, man. It's just scary.
No, it was a tough night. It was a tough night to especially to continue to see to replay it, and obviously for me as a color analyst, listening to Joe Buck and Troy Aikman try and get through their thoughts at the same time. And kudos to them, everybody at ESPN that tried to just kind of get through that situation. It's hard for them to try and report and give people information. But for me, man, I'm telling you guys, obviously, I've been in the college locker room, high school locker room, know what it's like to have brothers on the field. I know at this level, things that you spend so much more of your time together, it's times two from the college realm. So these are your brothers. And to see a guy down, you never want to be in that position, but also mentally seeing him have to be brought back to life. My mind and my empathy, because I'm from a big family, always goes to the family. That's what I think first and foremost. I have a son that plays sports, and we have a thing in our house, man. If you ain't hurt, get up. And if you are, put your hand up, put your thumb up, let your mama know you're okay. That's the number one thing. Let your mama know you're okay, even if you hurt. All right? If you could, man, let us know you're okay, because that's what you want for his family. The fact that his mother didn't get that, the fact that she had to ride in the ambulance with him, that's where my heart really just goes out to his family, because they have to endure this. So, man, look, for all the people that have opinions, and I'm not going to talk about any of the negative stuff that's happened, I just think that we all have to have a level of empathy, and it needs to be for his family, that his loved ones and the people that care about him, and prayers need to be for them during this situation. There's so many other things that have to take a back seat, but, my mind is on his parents, the people that love him.
I was glad to know that his mother, that they located her and got her to him so she could be there. And I just thought in that moment, who wouldn't want their mom? There's no bond stronger than that between mother and child. Right. And so when I heard that, I said, you know what, man, I'm glad they were able to find her in the stands and get her to him. And I remember the time D. Ware ended up getting carted off here at AT&T Stadium, and his wife at the time, she was able to go with him. And so these are always tough situations to see, but I would imagine any player would want to have someone, be it mother, wife, brother, absolutely, whoever, there's somebody to go with them. And then to read where Stephon Diggs went to the hospital after the game to be with him. And there's a lot of class shown by the Bills organization, a lot of class shown by the Bengals organization there. And it's just scary. I've never been one of those people who's not appreciated what sacrifice goes into this. I always tell people, man, you go to the Hall of Fame, and actually if you ever get an opportunity, go to a induction at the Hall of Fame and you meet some of these guys, and you will see they've given something by the bus. They need to put, like, what did you give up? Was it the hip? Was it, Anthony Munoz's hand is going, this finger's like goes this way. You see guys who are limp. I mean, guys have truly given up years off their life to play this game. And that's just the Hall of Famers. Then you have regular guys who may have only played 1 or 2 years. I mean, they're hurting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Michael Irvin told me one time, he says, Newey, I hurt every day.
Yes.
That was, I mean, this is Michael Irvin.
Yeah.
And he's like, Newey, I hurt every day. These guys give of themselves in the game. And by the way, Troy Aikman, Joe Buck, Lisa Salters, pure class.
Phenomenal job, man.
How they handle that, pure class. And I had to go on the air last night over Channel 5, and I was the lead story. And I remember they said, can we ask you a question? Like what? What question we ask? I have no answers. And what do you think? I said, it's not the time for me to be thinking. If I don't have facts, then I'm not saying it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know. We need to be respectful. And then there later on became some tweet from somebody who said they were his marketing person, and they tried to say he was this. I was like, no, we're not going with any of that. Unless we have facts, unless something comes from the team or the National Football League. That's all I want to talk about. If it's not a fact, this is not the time to try to speculate, pontificate, give out a take. If you don't have a fact, in my situation, I ain't saying anything.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. And sometimes, what's the best thing you can say? I don't know. I don't know. Because you do not want to be one of these people that gets this wrong. You don't. You can't get this wrong. And so the NFL postponed it. We'll see what they say. I think they postponed it to try to give themselves time to figure out the situation. Yeah. Because there's a lot that obviously between these two teams and what this means. Do you give them ties? Do you just declare just don't count the game? I mean, they clearly got some questions they have to answer. How can they try to be fair and equitable at the same time? Because you can't play the game, in my opinion.
Nah.
I mean, really, you got a game on. It's already a Monday night. So it's already Monday night. You're already in a short week and you got to go play. I don't know. You can't make the game up, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. At least I don't see how you do, because you're running into the playoffs the very next week. And these are two playoff teams.
Yeah.
No, I don't see it. I don't see it being replayed. And finally, I think when they announced it, I believe it was announced today that they're not going to try and replay that game. So with that being said, I think, they're making all the right decisions now. And maybe in hindsight, there were a lot of quick decisions that were made that probably they wish that are regrettable today. But his health is most important, and this is unprecedented, man. And nobody's ever seen anything like that happen on a football field. So the reactions from all over the world and the way that people are really today just kind of taking a collective deep breath to just say, man, what did we just witness? So I mean. Look, man, it's sometimes, not even sometimes, things like this, sports and everything else takes a backseat to it, and it's all about Hamlin and his health.
We were scared with what we saw with Tua Tagovailoa this year. That was scary to watch. Yeah. And so now you have this, and you're right. There is no – it's never happened. There's no playbook for this. And so I'm not – there's a lot of people criticizing the NFL. I didn't criticize just from the standpoint of this is unprecedented, and how do you handle something you don't know? But the one thing they did do correctly was they didn't make these guys go back out to play. Nobody wanted to watch football. I didn't want to go watch. I didn't want to see any more football from these people. I just wanted to know, how's Mr. Hamlin doing? Please let this man be alive.
Yeah.
First thought, let him be alive. Let him have all his extremities. That to me, that was my prayer, my just please let him be alive. Please let him have, and everything else we can deal with later on. You deal with tomorrow. But no, I didn't want to see them play. Those guys, you saw a look of terror. You said fear. It was terror that I saw on guys' faces out there. And even the thought of playing the game again, I said to someone off in the studio, I said, who wants to fly back from Buffalo to Cincinnati and do this again? Nobody wants to do that. And and then the whole thing, someone said, play tomorrow. I was like, I said, you understand. That's not how the NFL works. I said, they've already checked out of their hotel. They're going back home. You just can't all of a sudden, this isn't a baseball game where guys go play the next day. You got to have security at all these places. You got to have the ushers. You got all these, putting on a football game is a major, major deal that involves a whole lot of logistics that you just can't decide the next day, let's just go back out here and do it again. You simply cannot do that. And even just the hotel, it's not like you go back to the hotel, hey guys, we want all these rooms back and we're going to do this again. You can't, and plus you don't know what happened. You don't know what happened. But anyway, I just knew we needed to at least touch on this. And I thought that the Cowboys organization sent out, a good tweet along with a lot of other organizations and a whole lot of other people across the sports world. It was shocking. It was absolutely shocking. And right here at the Players Lounge, we wish Mr. Hamlin and his family all the best. All the best. And we're back here tomorrow. Do it tomorrow for Danny McCray, Heckma Harrison, Barry Church. I'm Newey Scruggs for Chris Bean, Big Will, Jazz, everybody who's been a part of this. Prayers up for Mr. Hamlin. That's the Players Lounge today right here on DallasCowboys.com radio.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!